kicks, 13-9 in favour of Noble Park. The tackles, as you mentioned, Davo, 42-33 in favour of Montrose, and the centre break 7-5. Let's cross boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, I'm down here with Mick Foldy. Mick, pretty disappointing second quarter, but you were able to gain some control back in that third. What was the message?
Oh, just it's a tough slog around the contest. They're matching us around the footy at the stoppage. You know, we're not neutralising or winning. And if they're winning, all right, we're just probably over possessing the footy. Instead of getting it onto our foot and getting it forward with chaos balls, we're trying to do fancy handballs out of the contest, and it's not working, mate.
We started Kyle Martin forward, deep forward, and all the other forwards pushed up. Are we likely to see that again this quarter, and what was the reasoning?
No, the reason was to isolate him one-on-one, because I don't think we've had an option up forward. The tall option hasn't worked for us at this stage, so we tried to isolate him one-on-one, and we know his ability to win one-on-one footy. And there were two balls that come down. One got touched, and then one he got absolutely smashed. No free kick, so it could have had 2 goals there, mate.
Thanks for your time.
Great stuff, Tim Fitzsimons. Thanks to Car Sales. Here's the accurate one, Brad Henderson. The final term out here at Montrose Recreation Reserve.
Thank you, BWS. It is the final term, as you say. It's 11 points the margin, so still anyone's game. Obviously, Noble Park in the box seat with an 11-point lead.
A little bit of frustration coming out of Foggers there, I sense.
There was, and I think you can understand it, because really they've got nothing out of their forward line. They've been pretty ordinary down there.
Quick kick came from Nelson to that forward line, but it was fisted away then into the hands, though, of Jordan Marson. Brushes off the tackler. In the end, he coughed up the footy, though. Jones got it to Hillard. Back to Jones. This is promising. Rickard's little handball. Again, Tim Jones involved. Had his kick smothered. Dishes off the handball to Emberson. Emberson working hard on hands and knees over the footy. Tries to lock it up. He had 3 Noble Park players around him then, and did well just to get a ball up.
Let's cross down boundary side to Hayden Tilbrook. Thanks to Car Sales, who was over at the Montrose huddle with Peter Bastanak and his troops.
Fellas, as you said before, Montrose have looked to play the better footy, and the message at three-quarter time was just to maintain the composure, despite being down on the scoreboard. He didn't want them to go helter-skelter just yet. They just need to continue to run and spread, which Peter thought they lost a bit in that third quarter.
Noble still leading by 11 at this stage. Kyle Martin's very high kick. Bounces near Nelson. Hewitt there tries to get it to the boundary line and does so. He is the only multiple goal kicker on the ground today, Adam Hewitt, with 2 goals.
He would have been disappointed with Jordan Marsden when they had the football just 2 minutes ago. He had an opportunity to put it top of the square and tried to beat an extra opponent.
Yeah, tried to do a bit too much, absolutely. Strong tackle applied this time by Stockton, who's been on and off the ground a little bit today with some injury concerns, but he is out there at the moment and working harder at the coalface. Quick kick came away, bounces into open space. Emberson there, a good tackle on Scott, dispossessed him. Handball was shot out. The kick then, though, was smothered. Very well done then by Jones.
There's been probably about 6 or 7 good smothers today from both sides, so it's been an impressive part of the game.
Yeah, pressure's been excellent this afternoon. Throughout the day, Sketcher there tried to just chase after the ball on hands and knees. Wasn't going far. It's been a good game of footy, really. Like probably more than we expected. I think it's fair to say.
Without a doubt, I've been really impressed with the way Montrose have gone about it. So yeah, they've surprised me.
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable game of footy, and that is a goal for Noble Park. And Kyle, I think that was Martin who kicked it. So great work there by the Bulls. And it was indeed Kyle Martin who snapped it around the corner, made something out of nothing, gets his second goal of the day. And that's just a handy lead now that Noble Park open up in a low-scoring match. 17 points, 3 minutes gone in the final quarter.
And that's what, if any kids get to have a look at that piece of vision, they'll notice that there's the experience of Martin. He pushed his opponent under the contest and was able to run out the back of the contest and get the handball. Such clever work around the contest then. Kyle Martin.
Well, 17-point lead, a game-leading lead at the moment. So it's going to be hard for Montrose to get themselves back in here. They definitely need the next one, but Noble Park with all the running at the moment. Here's Rendell, inside forward 50. He goes looking for Nelson, couldn't quite trap it. We'll have a pot shot at the goals. He curls it back to the top of the square. Timely fist to force it through for one behind. Eastland scoreboard as we cross the 4-minute mark of this final term out at Montrose Recreation Reserve. It is Noble Park leading this one 9-10-64 to Montrose 6-9-45.
Been good again, Nelson, this quarter. Lively down forward, good tackling, good evasive skills.
Has had an excellent game as Gardel runs out of defence and drives the kick long. No mark taken. Tua launches it forward. Gardel worked his way back, but coming in from the side then was Cusack and judged it better than everybody. Cusack's kicked 3 behinds today, so he's been a little bit wayward, but geez, looked good in the air, and he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, you feel.
Yeah, look, he's only young by the look of him, and I think he's got a lot of upside to him. He's just got to make sure he nails this one.
Looks pretty good, makes no mistake, and stretches the lead out to 23 points now for Noble Park. Joel Cusack kicking his first, and it's worrying signs for Montrose. There's no doubt they're just hanging in there at the moment.
Oh, look, the good thing about them has been that they've worked hard, but they've been beaten in the contested ball this quarter. This has been the difference. Noble's work at the coalface of the contested football has been much better in the first 6 minutes or 5 minutes of this quarter.
Maybe Montrose blew themselves out there in that third quarter with all that pressure.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Bastanak, the clearing kick for Montrose. The mark's been taken there by White. It didn't go too far, so they are still 2 kicks from home. The driving ball inside forward 50 at the bottom of the foot. There was Lual. He did well. He's got poise and time. Impressed with his performance this afternoon. As Brad mentioned, he watched him on the stream last week. The kick goes up to Marson of the Jordan variety. Almost looked like he was off there. The Brethren not happy with that decision by the umpire. Big fly over the back. The ball's going to go over the boundary line and out of bounds.
And really, that's where he's got a lot to learn, Marson. Should have given the first off. Then he went back and kicked it to a nothing contest. So, you know, there's a bit for him to learn, but he's only a young kid as well.
Pye to bring the ball back in. Right into the sunshine. On the foot of the Dandenongs in. Martin got the handball away to Sketcher. To Noble Park Guns. Working together there. The paint beats all players. Over she goes for another boundary throw in at Footy EFL via Twitter. You're all out there at the grounds. Keep us up to date with what's happening as you go local for your football this afternoon. EFL.org.au streaming live around the globe. Right up until 5 o'clock today.
They just look like they've run out a little bit of gas, don't they, Montrose? Yeah. Just that fraction around the contest, not as frenetic.
Rendell did well, straight into the throw to Sketcher. He threw it away. Bastanak came charging through, so did Martin. It scoots out the side. Little paddle to himself there by Hillard. Did really well, Hillard, to keep the ball alive. Kick to the top of the goal square. That was fantastic there, Cusack. Welcome to the 4th quarter. He takes a mark only 20 metres out from goal and will no doubt go back, put his second through and pretty much shut the gates.
He had a pretty frustrating first 2 quarters, but he's come to life, as you said, BWS, in this last quarter.
Oh, mate, the goal umpire worked for it. I reckon he's just snuck it in.
He has. Yep.
2-finger salute goes up. 7.5 minutes on the Eastland scoreboard in this final term, and what was level pegging at half-time. 11 points at 3-quarter time. It's now out to a 31-point lead to Noble Park, Davo.
Yeah, look, and it's been that they've attacked the contest a little bit harder, been a little bit cleaner, and you know the big bloke is they don't get any shorter as the game goes on. So he certainly worked really hard this last quarter, Cusack.
Well, it was 6-9-45 apiece at one stage in that 3rd quarter, but since then Noble Park have banged on 5 goals. Montrose haven't scored in that time. This is Hams, fed it out to Rickard, back to Gardel, Brendan Gardel, long clearing kick, but it lands only in the hands of Ben Marson. Marson goes short and he finds Oakes on a long lead.
Again, there was like a panic kick, that wasn't it? Just that kick and hope out of defence. Not like where they'd had some nice clearance work previously, and you know, Noble just looked like they kicked this one. They've got it home and hosed, you would think.
So Nathan Oakes, he's a left footer. Looks pretty
That's
good
beautiful.
Off the boot. It's a lovely kick. Makes no mistake and stretches the lead out to 36 points. Noble Park 12-9-81 now. Montrose 45 on the Eastland scoreboard. And that panic kick you mentioned, Davo, from Gardle, I reckon it was the worst spot to go to if you got a panic kick. At least if you'd put it out somewhere near the boundary, might have been in with a chance of getting a stoppage, but basically kicked it to where there was only Noble Park players.
Yeah, exactly.
Down the middle of the ground.
And that really hurts you.
It's cross over to Barry Cotts with the score centre around the grand scores final term.
Yep, quickly, Premier Division, Roeville, South Croydon, Roeville 19-9, 128 to South Croydon, 5-10-40.
Calls play on, deep in the pocket, little snap over the top there by Robertson, is still alive. Another spudder. Emberson did really well. Got the look away handball there, trying very hard. White's in there over the top of him is Nathan Jaden G, I should say.
That's great work from Noble Park there. They had 4 opportunities to kick goals in, and each one of them were tackle smothers. It was excellent work.
15 metres out from the Demon goal line. G, handball. Goes after it again, wins his own possession, scooted it out. That was okay. He's Martin to mop up the piece. A short pass was on, getting down low, taking the mark as Rendell, who's been very good today for Noble Park. Kick out wide, the bit of a switcheroo goes out towards the wing position where Marson of the Ben variety takes it. A spearing pass up towards the half-forward line. It was a one-on-one situation. Coming over the top there was Anthony Marson. Pokes it up towards the hot spot. Might have been a bit of holding happening there in that contest. That time on Tim Lanyon. The umpire saw it. Was he wearing sleeves earlier in the game, Lanyon?
First quarter he was, yeah. Only the first.
Had the Andrew Jarman 3/4 on, and then he switched it out to the singlet. Kicks it out towards the White direction. Bounced over his head. He'll go after it again and win the free kick for a little bit of holding margin. Out here, well, the scoreboard on the Eastland scoreboard, 12-10-82 to 6-9-45. We've gone 11 minutes in this final term.
We have indeed. Short pass to Rickard. Out of defence now, Gardle takes the opposition on. Goes back with the handball to Hillard. Hillard's kick looking for White. White on a long lead, couldn't quite take the mark. Bastanak did pretty well to get it to Lindgren. Montrose going forward once more. Eastoe did well. He's shown some good signs today, Charlie Eastoe. Lively type. Sketch's handball was effective though. And Noble Park will clear once more. They come through the middle.
Good tackle.
Good, great tackle then on Rendell, and absolutely no doubt that was holding the ball. So Hams takes the resulting free kick, brings it out to the broadcast side where he finds the very experienced Rickard.
Got dumped though.
25 looks like.
Dumped after his kick.
Oh, it's coming downfield.
Free kick paid down the field to Emberson, right in the middle of the Montrose reserve.
Good kick.
Emberson's kick looked good initially, but Tua just judged it beautifully and intercepted it to take the mark. And doesn't waste any time.
Just sat up a bit, didn't it? It looked like it was going to be perfect for over the back.
Yeah, Tua had that kick well and truly scouted, and he found McDonald, who's been pretty impressive on debut. I think both the debutants for Noble Park, Marola and particularly McDonald have shown plenty of promise.
He's got nice hands, hasn't he?
He has, as has our debutant on the boundary in Hayden Tilbrook, has shown plenty of promise today as well, it's fair to say. Strong tackle there by Oakes, by Gardle on Oakes then. Stripped him of the footy, but the umpire said that he'll ball it up in the forward pocket.
It's got a famous name, Tilbrook, isn't it? Melbourne Diamond Jim Tilbrook, if you remember. Oh, it's all right, I'm way too old to you folks.
I'm old enough to remember Jim Tilbrook.
Well, that goes without saying, Baz.
Up towards the wing position.
He knew Jim Tilbrook's grandfather.
Well, I thought you were talking, Dave, about Kevin Tilbrook, who you would have coached against in I think in the grand final, one of Templestowe's grand finals.
Correct.
On the opposition side for South Croydon.
Well, Davo's coached against 2,000 players, so you can't expect him to remember them all as the ball goes deep into the Noble Park ball. Oh. Gardle almost falconed himself against the post. Through for a minor score. Barry Cotts around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, in Division 1, it's Upper Perthshire Gully, East Ringwood. East Ringwood 7-7-49, Upper Perthshire Gully 4-5-29, and at Lilydale 10-11, 71 to Park Orchard, 7-10, 52.
And Doncaster East lead by 104 points in the final term against Croydon. Just thought I'd throw that nugget in as the ball comes into the centre square here.
That's the sign of an angry side after a loss, isn't it? They lose to Lilydale. We thought they'd come out angry, and Croydon have felt that anger.
Unveiling of the premiership flag out at Zerby's today, and the player auction is tonight. A big day, a big night at the club. Unfortunately, I won't be there as it comes into the middle of the ground now. The Montrose, well, that was just a palm off, a hand. Inside forward 50 they go. Free kick is going the way of Montrose. It looked like frustration on James Wilson's face, thought that he might have given away something there, but he is the recipient. He'll go back and have a ping. Hasn't kicked a goal today. He's kicked one behind.
Kicked 2 last week, but nothing today.
So almost directly in front. He'll kick from about 45 metres in the end. Distance won't be a problem, and the kick is absolutely magnificent. And a good mark taken by old mate in the blue parka behind the goals as well.
And it's quite interesting because Nick Tennant is the runner for Montrose, and he stood 8 or 10 metres away from young Wilson. Then I reckon he would have been able to give him some advice about goal
You'd
kicking
think so.
too.
Barry Cott's around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, score in Division 2, and it's Baronia and the Basin, and it's Baronia 5-14-44 to the Basin 5-5-35. Heathmont 7-6-48 to Belgrave 2-6-18, and Division 3, South Belgrave 20-17-137 to Churnside Park 2-5-17.
Are they final quarter scores, Barry? Because
No,
they
they're
are
not.
very low scoring.
No, they're not. Nope.
Yeah, we need to call those ones out as from when they were, because otherwise it's very confusing as the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
South Belgrave isn't totally not low scoring. Sorry, Barry.
Sorry, I was going to say Division 3, Whitehorse Pioneers 14-13-37, Trail Country Gully 5-14-44.
We'll stick with the up-to-date scores that we have as they land in the final term. Kick goes forward. Out of bounds on the full it went, but I'm not too sure what's happening here. Anagnostu.
I think it was a high tackle on the Montrose player, and then he rebounded, grabbed the ball, and kicked it.
Updated scores are wanted at Footy EFL via Twitter. We need the updated scores coming through. There's 20 other great games as you go local for your football this afternoon. Montrose in the back pocket. Moving the ball out towards the half-back line. Sammy Rickard, another one of my favourites, Brad, takes the mark, and you can take over, old mate.
Sam Rickard goes short and finds Langdon.
My actual
right on
favourite.
cue. And a couple of premiership teammates for Montrose back in 2013. Those two players were Rickard and Lindgren. Well, Lindgren was another one, actually, who played in that premiership.
I was going to say Jess Bolton not playing today, BWS.
I've got about 20.
31 points the margin for Noble Park, which probably doesn't do justice to the performance by Montrose today. They've been better than a 5-goal defeat, but it has blown out a little bit in this last quarter. So Wilson knocks it down. Martin throws it on the boot, but had his kick well smothered. Taking possession then was Hillard. Noble Park go forward. This looks promising, and on a long lead, the mark taken by Liam Scott, who doesn't look confident about going back and having a shot. He's not a thumping kick, but
doesn't matter. The thin air, I'm guaranteed it's the thin air will get him through. This will sail through.
Late breeze coming off the Dandenongs.
So Liam Scott walks in for Noble Park.
Oh,
pretty good kick. Makes no mistake. Puts it straight over the goal umpire's head. And that's a good result there for Noble Park as they stretch their lead back out to 37 points.
Well, that was that separation that they weren't able to get early on, and probably it helps when you've got a little bit more space in front of you. I think Montrose have just got tired. That third quarter took a lot out of them with their tackling pressure, and their ability to transition back into the defence has been non-existent probably this quarter, and they haven't been able to block up the gaps that Noble Park have been able to find.
So 37 points is the margin.
Through
Sting
that.
has absolutely gone out of the game. Noble Park will be looking to build on this. Pretty impressive lead at the moment. Charging through that time was Hillard. Got brought to ground. Strong tackle and rewarded. The advantage was paid. Will be called back. Good tackle that time there by Charlie Eastoe. So Eastoe winding up on the left. Keeps it low inside forward 50. That's a really good mark taken by Davis. He was out in front, needed the jukes. Direct play and a great kick by Eastoe inside forward 50.
You know what, I reckon when he gets fully fit and back in it, this bloke can really play football, and he's going to be a key player for Montrose, and I think he's going to be quite a dangerous forward for them.
Had a good first quarter and then went quiet in the second and third.
Well, he's kicked one for the afternoon. We're right behind him here. He starts it right, and it's going to keep continuing to push right through for one behind to him. That's two for the afternoon. 1 goal, 2 to the big man, Mitch Davis. And the Eastland scoreboard shows a 6-goal lead now to Noble Park.
Does indeed. Thumping kick up towards the wing position. No mark taken this time. Handball was shot out there by Byers, and that was clever. Noble Park going forward. Cusack was the target. Bursting through was Nelson, and gee, did that well. Easy as you like. Luke Nelson boots his second, and he just cut a sway through the path of players in front of him. And gee, he made that look very easy. So Nelson has his second, as I say, and Noble Park lead by 42 points.
Unfortunately, Big Gawley is, it's a long way to bend over when you're that tall, and he's just not been able to pick up the half volley, and young Nelson's finished it off. As I said, he's been very impressive, hasn't he? It's been a good player for them, and this is turning into the win that they really wanted.
Let's go around the grounds with Barry Cotts on the score centre.
Yep, Division 4, Coldstream 24-9, 153 to Winnunna-Wadding 139, and Forest Hill 22-16, 148 to Croydon North, Emlock 24-16.
So Forest Hill bouncing back strongly in round 2. Umpire throws it up at the fall of ball. McDonald on the left boot drives the ball inside forward 50. Looked like there might have been a bit of holding there on Cusack. Nelson, who's been lively, especially in this second half, just couldn't quite keep the ball alive. And we'll have a boundary throw in left forward pocket.
Inside 50s 8-3 in favour of Noble Park this quarter.
42-point margin. We got excited at half-time. Kick comes out from the stoppage. Martin was there, just got the handball away. The kick goes goalward that time. Don't tell me.
Yes.
For a look-away kick, that's fantastic. And the goal has been kicked by, I think it could have been Jake Gaines that might have put that goal through for Noble Park. Apologies there. It was as quick as you like. And on the Eastland scoreboard, they're almost double the score, Noble Park, at the moment against Montrose. 15 goals, 10-100 to 7-10-52. Barry Cotts around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, the Mulgrave score, final score, Mulgrave 4-6-30 were defeated by Heathmont 13-8-86.
Final scores coming in at Footy EFL. Keep them happening via Twitter. Bastanak takes it from the stoppage, wrapped up by Sketcher. To restart this one. Binoculars are out for that last goal kick of Brad Henderson. He just will not turn around for us at the moment. Handball, they're linking up well. Nelson might be at the front spot there. Nicely trapped that time there by Hewitt. Did well to get it out, got it away to his teammate there in Langdon. Left foot kick in towards the middle of the ground now. Martin underneath it. Eyes only for the football. The skipper takes a strong mark. He'll go back there. 2 kicks from home. Dumps the ball inside 50 right to the top of the goal square. Umpire's not going to pay a mark that time to Cusack. He's kicked 2 goals. It's his favourite end. And we have who the goal kicker was. It was Lachlan McDonald who kicked his second from that last stoppage. So fantastic stuff by him. Trying to think of where Gaines and Hillard, there was a 2. So on the jumper, so I'll take a 50% on that one. Ball forced over the boundary line in the arms of Liam Scott. We'll have a boundary throwing ball. Final scores coming through around the grounds, Barry Cox.
No, actually got a 22-minute mark last quarter. Liddell Park Orchard's very close indeed. Park Orchard's 12-13-85 to Liddell 12-12-84.
Ooh, we knew it was earmarked as the game of the round in Division 1. There's no doubt about that. Ball brought back into play, and we'll have a ball up 20 metres out from goal.
An even 8-goal margin, the deficit here, and it's been a 7-goal-1 final quarter so far for Noble Park. So they've certainly filled their boots in this last quarter. Big high up and under kick, no mark taken. Rendell shot out the handball to Martin. Socket off the ground. Well played then by Marola, got it to Anagnostu. Socket out of mid-air by Martin.
As you do.
Taking possession was Gawley. Fed it out to Dinham, I think that was, who put it, or had it touched off the boot and over the boundary line.
Lucky it was too. You got to use your left in that instance or turn back inside.
There's some very, very tired Montrose boys out there at the moment.
Yeah, they're just hanging out for that final siren to sound in this one, that's for sure. Floating kick to the wing. Nice mark taken by White, did well. Strongly tackled by Tua.
He's been good overhead, this kid, hasn't he? He's taken a number of really nice marks. I don't know.
He's got courage.
Yeah.
Bailey White, yeah, he's raw, but he certainly looks like he's got a bit of talent there, especially in the aerial contests. Lanyon shot the handball out. Well played then by Marson. Picked the pocket of Bastanak and gave it off to McDonald. McDonald's long kick to full forward. And just going over the head then of Scott through for a minor score.
He probably had an opportunity to kick that. He just eased it off the boot and it ended up only a metre or two away. So he probably could have had a shot for goal there.
Hillard brings the ball back in. Goes pretty well straight down the middle, but Rendell probably should have held the mark. Strong tackle applied on Jaden G in the glove. And he was going nowhere. So the umpire tosses it up once more. 49 points the lead of Montrose at this stage. All you can really play for is to try to keep the margin under that 50-point threshold. Quick kick around the corner by Gannon to full forward. There was some holding on, and the advantage is paid. Nelson walks into an open goal and kicks his third goal of the afternoon. The free kick was paid to Cusack for some holding on there against Brendan Gardle. While Gardle was protesting about it, Luke Nelson said, I'll just run into an open goal and boot the easy one.
And again, Cusack, good work with his body down there. And there's a lot to like about where he played earlier. He was drifting up and down the ground, put him back in the square, making the target and feed off him if he brings the ball down the ground.
Well, 16-11, 107, Noble Park leading Montrose 7-10-52.
Free kick off the ball.
There's a free kick, as you say, Steve, off the ball, going the way of Montrose to Tim Jones. And the margin is out to 55 points now. So it's actually turning into quite a
It's coming down, 25.
one-sided game. So 25-metre penalty now as well.
Any more scores, Baz, coming through from around the grounds?
Monitoring very closely, but not as yet.
Keep them coming through at Footy AFL via Twitter. Update your scores, clubs. We rely on it. So did the fans.
A lot of debate.
A lot of gesturing and arm waving and gesticulating going on out there, but finally ends up in the hands of Jones, where we started.
Nice
Thumping kick by Jones
Good
to full forward, and a good mark taken then by James Wilson. Had the front spot owned then, and I reckon he's going to kick a lot of goals this year in Premier Division.
I agree, and I think that's one of the real pluses they've got out of this game, Montrose, apart from their first three quarters. This boy's going to be all right.
Kicked 2 last week in a only 5 goals were kicked for the day for Montrose. He kicked 2 of them. Today he's kicked 1 of their 7. This for his second, and he makes no mistake. James Wilson boots his second goal, and Montrose move on to 8-10-58. Noble Park 16-11, 107 on the Eastland scoreboard. Let's go to Barry Cots.
Yes, and we do have a final score for the East Ringwood East Ringwood and Upper Finchley Gully game, and it was a thrill in the end. East Ringwood 7-7-49 have defeated Upper Finchley Gully 7-6-48.
Oh. Just casually go, yeah, it was a close game. 1 point. Oh, that's great for Marcus Bizzoglo. I mean, he's been through a lot as the senior coach of East Ringwood for a number of years, and to get his first win in Division 1, it'll be very good for him and the club.
Always tough to win out there at Kings Park as well. There's no doubt about that. Ball back in the middle. It's a 49-point margin out here at Montrose Recreation Reserve as the quick kick by McMillan goes forward again for the D's. They're certainly not laying down late in this final term, the home side, as Jake Gaines lays a strong tackle. 20 metres out from the Montrose goal line. 29.5 minutes tick over as the final siren sounds to announce Noble Park has the victors out here today at Montrose Recreation Reserve. That's 2 on the trot for the Noble Park Bulls. They'll be happy with how they came out after half-time. We heard from Mick Fogarty at three-quarter time. Sounded like he was a little bit frustrated, but he'll be impressed with that final term. There's no doubt about that. Final score on the Eastland scoreboard, 16 goals, 11, 107 to Montrose, 8.